Hi, this is another edition of Stuart Dahl Show, starring myself, Stuart Dahl. I am coming live from my house right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The current heat warning for Winnipeg has now ended, but still at around right now is 27 degrees and it feels like 36, and it looks like we may be in for some showers or thunderstorms before morning, and then showers or thunderstorms ending early in the afternoon, then cloudy, and then might be 60% chance of showers late in the evening and overnight, and maybe a risk of a thunderstorm, and then clearing Wednesday. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so let's just get right into my show. In some sports related news in regards to hopeful to the injury of Winnipeg Blue Bombers starting quarterback Drew Willie. Unfortunately, Drew Willie left halfway through Saturday night's game in Edmonton. Willie left the game midway through the third quarter with a knee injury. Winnipeg Blue Bombers head coach Michael O'Shea says he's optimistic that quarterback Drew Willie, who was injured during the game in Edmonton this past weekend, can rejoin the lineup in time for Thursday's game against the visiting BC Lions. Willie was hit low on a combined tackle midway through Saturday night's 32-3 loss to the Eskimos. He was helped off the field with an apparent injury to his right knee and was replaced by backup Brian Braum. He has seen a doctor and had tests done, and we are hopeful that he'll get a chance to play, O'Shea told reporters in Winnipeg, I guess you could say today. We will know more tomorrow. We will see if he can practice, and we will go from there. If Willie does not get the green light by Thursday, Braum will start again. O'Shea attributes the team's two losses to the lack of focus. He says while he believes the team put in the effort during Saturday's game, there were too many penalties and turnovers. Michael O'Shea said he is working with his players to be on being focused. In practice and meetings, we will talk all about we talked all about it today. He said it is a week where the hard work comes into the media room, the film room, and making sure we are doing the work at home at night. So this week's all about focus. So again, hopefully Drew Willie gets the green light play on Thursday against the visiting BC Lions. But if that's not the case, then his backup Brian Braum will get the start. And it'll be interesting to see how if it does come to it, how Brian Braum handles himself against a very physical BC Lions defense. And I think if he does start, Brian Braum does start, I don't know if it'll happen, but the one player that him or Drew Willie have to watch out for is Elam Solomillion. I think him and Adam Bighill are probably the two most physical, hard-nosed, in-your-face linebackers with the BC Lions, and that it just go and hopefully the Winnipeg Blue Bombers get the job done this coming Thursday night. What else? So let's just get right into it. There's an article from the Wall Street Journal. It is how Greece makes a fast recovery in tourism. Tourists are returning to Greece in big numbers, easing the fears that capital controls and austerity protests would undermine basically undermine whatever. But like I've said before, the Greek crisis, debt crisis is still far from over. We'll just have to wait to see how this plays out by ear. And then, oh, pardon me, excuse me about that. What else? Let's get into another political related subject when it comes to the Canadian federal election this coming October. And so let's just get right into some Canadian politics. What was I going to say? NDP Member of Parliament Nathan Cullen raised the spectre Wednesday. A coalition of Liberal and NDP MPs combining their strength to topple Stephen Harper in case his party wins the next election. But it is unlikely to happen with a number of reasons, according to Royce Kopp, acting head of the University of Manitoba's Political Department of Political Studies. Here are the 3 reasons why this probably you probably won't see a coalition after the next election, and once there where it could happen. Number 1, a majority government. Canada's electoral system is designed to produce majority governments, Kopp said. Despite the recent seat projections showing a likely minority, he expects that the most likely election result will be a majority government this time around, as it has been for most of Canada's history. Either the NDP or the Conservatives will win the majority of seats, he thinks, which makes governing simple. The winning party governs either Thomas Mulcair or Stephen Harper is Prime Minister, with the cabinet composed of his own MPs. Number 2, Trudeau says no. At a press conference on Thursday, Liberal leader Justin Trudeau was pretty clear. Although, of course, we would be open to working with all parties in the House to pass legislation to make sure all Canadians' interests are served, there will be no formal coalition with the NDP, he said. There are a number of issues in which the Liberal Party and the NDP disagree on a quite fundamental level. This stance makes strategic sense for Trudeau, said Ali, the principal, basically, he or she is, they're saying that I think strategically if Mr. Trudeau said, sure is then in effect he's liberaling potential Liberal voters to go vote for the NDP on the assumption that the Liberals will go along for the ride. The Liberals are fairly right-wing in several policy areas, Kopp said. For example, the Liberals support the anti-terrorism bill C-51, and the NDP doesn't. For those sort of differences would make joining up with the NDP tough, and the feelings could get in any way of a Liberal NDP team, even after the election. I think it would be demoralizing for the Liberals as a junior partner to the NDP, Kopp said. It is almost likely they would be a kind of giving up their status as an important governing party in Canada. It would be kind of acknowledging their role as a third party in Canadian politics. He also said, I don't know about you, but you talk about Liberals and the New Democrats, they really don't like each other. And then number 3, a minority government. The second more likely electoral outcome is a minority government, not a coalition. In this scenario, the ruling party would seek opposition support in case-by-case basis for legislation it wants to pass. Of course, this less stable, Kopp said, the opposition parties would withdraw their support from at any time. The coalition policy. Assuming that the Conservatives won on a plurality of seats, with the NDP in second, the Liberals in third, there was what may happen. After an election, Steve Harper doesn't leave office. He would seek a vote of confidence, and if Mulcair and Trudeau decide to do something about this, then they would defeat him, and then Trudeau would say, "I'd be willing to support Mulcair," and Mulcair would go to the governing general and say, "I've got more potential support than Stephen Harper. Should I be the Prime Minister?" And he so said would form a government, either a minority with Liberal support or a coalition government, Kopp said. A coalition would mean that Justin Trudeau would actually be seating in the cabinet. He'd have his own portfolio, and the Liberals would actually be exercising power in government, as opposed to sitting in the opposition doing nothing and being opposition members. There is one issue he thinks could conserve the two parties together: electoral reform. Both parties have voiced support for making Canada's electoral system more representative for voter intentions. That might actually be the issue upon which they say, "Look, this isn't important enough. We are going to come together and defeat the Conservatives, just as we can implement electoral reform, so we are not stuck with the Conservatives on a basis of weirdness of the electoral system we have." So, like I've said, this is some Canadian politics in regards to the upcoming federal election. What else? Other than that, it looks like looks like so far it's shaping out to be, an awesome SummerSlam so far. And hopefully, like I said, one of the matches I'm really looking forward to is a match between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar. And basically, Undertaker wants to revenge his loss to Brock Lesnar, and we'll just have to wait and see, what happens. But what else? Other than that, there's no other. I don't know if there's any other matches confirmed yet for SummerSlam, but we'll just have to wait to see. The only match that I know of right now is Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. Again, this could be an awesome match, but we'll have to wait and see. And here's a major update for you WWE fans. SummerSlam officially moves to 4 hours. WWE has announced that this year's WrestleMania pay-per-view in Brooklyn, New York will be for a 4-hour pay-per-view opposed to a 3-hour pay-per-view. And SummerSlam, like in the WWE, is considered the party of the summer in the WWE, and a lot of WWE legends and that over the years have competed at SummerSlam. What else? Other than that, other than that, so like I've said before, so far it looks like the match, like the only match so far that's been announced is, like I said, The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar in a singles match, and we'll just have to wait and see, what other matches are going to be put in. SummerSlam, the 2015 SummerSlam will be taking place on August 23rd, 2015 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York. I guess you could say it's a neighborhood of New York, at the Barclays Center. Other than that, WWE SummerSlam has a really rich history within World Wrestling Entertainment, even through the WWF days, and that's so. Yeah. What else? Other than that, so far. Here's another news-related subject here out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Police have given a stern warning to a father after they were called to a parked car on Monday, where the witnesses say 2 young children were left unattended for more than 30 minutes in 29-degree heat. Witness Jessica Bryan told CBC Winnipeg she had made the 911 call after seeing a young boy and an infant girl left in the car outside a Subway restaurant where she manages. I was concerned about the 2 young children being in the car without a parent present due to the weather today, Bryan said. Bryan said that the 2 customers in the restaurant intentionally spotted the children. At the time of the call, the temperatures were sitting around 29 degrees, but it felt more like 39 degrees. Bryan said the children's father arrived 10 minutes after the police and paramedics have attended to the children. The man was allowed to leave with his kids, but the Winnipeg police warned that this type of incident could lead to an arrest. There is no criminal code charges of child endangerment, but I don't think it complicated this to the point where certainly this is a serious offense, said Constable Robert Carver. Carver said that the temperatures inside the car can rise to well past the mid-40s, posing a serious threat to children. That's a dangerous not to just grown-ups, but especially to children that have an inability to intentionally, basically, in other words, little kids can't be left in the car in this type of weather. Come on, all I gotta say to this father is, come on, man, really, really, really. What type of person would leave their children, their 2 young children, in a car like that? I swear, it's uncomprehensible, at times. But oh well. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Other than that, here's another news-related subject coming out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. This article is titled "Family Holds a Winnipeg Rally for 2 Fatal Crash Victims. Driver not found guilty in the 2013 crash." The family of Janine Hogue and Brittany, I can't pronounce her last name, held a rally on Sunday hoping to shed light on the recent court decision that found the driver not guilty, found the driver in the crash that killed, the court decision that found the driver in the crash that killed 2 women not guilty. What was it? Hogue, 42, and her daughter, Cages, I can't remember her name, 23, died instantly in a head-on collision in September of 2013. The driver of an SUV was going more than 100 miles per hour on Gateway Road when she had swerved into oncoming traffic and crashed into the mother and daughter's vehicle. On June 25, 2015, the driver was not found guilty of careless driving causing death, the ruling prompting a rally, the Sunday rally in Winnipeg. And that, like, you know, when people, you know, really do, you know, stuff like this, like, it, you know, really, it's really, you know, comprehensible, you know, at times, like really, yeah. Oh, and here's some late breaking news. In this article's how tornado confirmed in southwestern Manitoba. Environment Canada has confirmed that a tornado touchdown in southwestern Manitoba, I guess you could say Monday night, I guess you could say today. A large tornado touchdown southwest of Melita, Manitoba at around 8:30 Central Time. As of 9:25 p.m., Environment Canada says a tornado was spotted in the area of Tilson, Manitoba, where there was a potential damage to a farm site in the area, as officials told CBC News. The tornado has been difficult to spot because it's surrounded by rain, and according to the weather agency, a tornado warning has been issued at 8:06 p.m. Central Time for the rural municipalities of Pipestone, Siffern, and Wallace, covering the area which includes Oak Lake, Burden, Elkhorn, and I can't remember the other thing. And then the Melita, Boissevain, and Turtle Mountain Provincial Park areas are also covered by tornado warning issued for the RMs of Albert, Cameron, and Edward, which includes the communities of Tilston, Broomhill, Pearson, Lytton, and Hartsney. So for you people that are, you know, in these tornado warning areas, take cover immediately if you see a tornado. You know, it could spell, you know, the potential for, you know, dangers in that. You know, for the potential of, you know, damage in that. But whatever. They, like, sometimes, like, it's unfortunate that sometimes tornadoes do happen. Like, you know, sometimes they, you know, you rarely see tornado sightings here in Manitoba. What was I going to say? What else? And here's another a news-related subject coming out of Germany. This article from the Newsweek is titled "German suspects Russian physicists of spying," Darius Bagel reports say. Germany's federal prosecution suspects that German physicists is spying on Germany, sending confidential research information to the Russian Secret Service, according to the latest edition of the German weekly news magazine. The man identified by the magazine is 20-year-old Ivan A. Specializes in quantum optics and I can't remember what else, but long story short, you know, he's been spying on Germany and that, and sending, you know, confidential research information to the Russian Secret Service. Like, you know, like what like person would do that? Like, really? Like, you know, like, come on, man. Like, really. What else? Here's another another news-related subject. Oh, what else? It's titled the Syrian rebels. Oh, I know, whatever. But anyways, like something. I think seriously, like something really needs to be done about ISIS because like they're just been causing like a real like crap storm as of late, and like for the last little while, but what can you do about it sometimes? And what else? This has been another edition of the Stuart Dahl Show. I am now signing off for now. For you young people, stay in school, stay out of trouble. You'll do fine. And Auf Wiedersehen, peace, and bye-bye for now. And try to stay cool all this week. Drink lots of water, and try to stay as hydrated as possible. But for now, I'm signing off, so Auf Wiedersehen, peace, bye-bye, and stay cool, my friend.